The quality and quantity of the cervical mucus can change throughout a woman's monthly cycle, and this can actually give you a clue about ovulation or fertility. Today's video, I'm actually going to be showing you what a cervical mucus looks like, the consistency of a cervical mucus, what each consistency or what each of the cervical mucus actually gives you a clue about. Does it give you a clue about ovulation, or does it give you a clue about fertility? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you see me for the first time, my name is Precious. I create content like this to help and support families who are trying to conceive, and about relationship and about lifestyle. Now, after your period, after a woman's period, what happens is that the woman experiences a period of dryness where the vagina, it's a bit dry, it becomes really dry. Some women don't experience complete dryness, but some women experience complete dryness. Now this happens for a couple of days immediately after your period. Now immediately after this period of dryness, what happens is that the woman starts secreting a kind of cervical mucus which should look like this. So it's a tacky and a sticky cervical mucus. This is a very sticky and a tacky cervical mucus. I'm going to be showing you an example, not of the real cervical mucus, but something that is very close to it. Now, this is a sticky and a tacky cervical mucus. This is what it should look like. And when you touch it, you take you get it out. This is the first kind of cervical mucus that should come out immediately after the dry period, which occurs immediately after menstrual cycle, or immediately after your period. This cervical mucus is very sticky. It just breaks as you do it like this. You rub it and you raise your hand up, it breaks because it's very sticky and it's very tacky. The color differs. It's supposed to be a little bit whitish or grayish and a little bit creamy, depending on or depending on individual. Now let's go on to the next cervical mucus that comes immediately after this. Now the period of the secretion of the cervical mucus will differ from a woman to another woman. Some women may experience this period of sticky, tacky cervical mucus secretion for a couple of 2-3 days. Some people experience it for 4 days. Everybody is different. And also the different type of cervical mucus I am going to be showing you, not every woman have or secretes all of this kind of cervical mucus. Some women secrete just 2-3, some women secrete all 4 or 5 of them, but definitely you should be able to secrete cervical mucus at every time, or at a certain time during your menstrual cycle. Now, the second type of cervical mucus which you should be expecting after the sticky and the tacky one I've shown you is a creamy cervical mucus. This cervical mucus is a bit creamy in color as well, and I'm going to be showing you what it looks like. So this is typical what the cervical mucus looks like. It's very creamy. It's not clear white. It's a mucus that is seen. This mucus is typically seen as estrogen level rise, and is a sign that ovulation is approaching. So when you see this kind of cervical mucus, it tells you that ovulation is approaching. It comes out when your estrogen level begins to rise. It's white. It can be white, and it actually can be cream. As you can see, it's very, very, very thick. It's very difficult for sperm to swim inside of it. So when this happens, this particular cervical mucus comes out, it tells you that ovulation is coming, but it hasn't happened, because this cannot aid pregnancy. This is not a cervical mucus that can cause you to be pregnant. This is not a fertile cervical mucus. So the third cervical mucus I'm going to be showing you is the stretchy egg white cervical mucus. I'm going to be showing you this cervical mucus is a mucus that is a little bit cloudy. It is not completely white. It's a little bit cloudy, and it's very stretchy. It's called the egg white cervical mucus because it's a mucus that actually looks like an egg white. It's the most fertile cervical mucus. It's a cervical mucus that when you see it, you know that ovulation is about to happen. Cervical mucus that helps in the transportation or in the swimming of the sperm to where it's meant to be fertilizing the egg is the most important cervical mucus. And this cervical mucus is a cervical mucus that every woman should be looking out for. If you're trying to conceive, you don't want to go through the route of using ovulation kit. You just want to know when ovulation is about to occur. You can use this kind of cervical mucus to know if ovulation is about to occur. The first thing you need to bear in mind is that this cervical mucus is stretchy. It is very stretchy, and I'm going to be showing you so that you'll have a look to compare it to the other ones you've seen. It's stretchy, it's clear, it is not creamy like the other one I've just shown you. This one is very, very stretchy, and I'm going to be showing you now what it looks like. So for you to be able to check if your cervical mucus is the right cervical mucus, the one that is fertile, the one that is okay for you, you have to make sure that it is very, very slimy. Look at that. It doesn't break, it stretches. It doesn't break, it stretches and it holds. So this is the fertile cervical mucus. This is cervical mucus that is very fertile. I'm going to be showing you more pictures. I'm going to be demonstrating better for you. This is very, very important, because if you miss your fertile cervical mucus, you may not be able to time or target when to have sex. If you're someone who is actually using natural method of contraception, you want to look at your cervical mucus. It's very important. You can't just time by calculating, okay, 2020, because your cycle change a lot of time, but what will not change is your cervical mucus. It's very important. Your cycle will change, the time for your period will change, but your cervical mucus will not change. It is a clue. God is a perfect God, that He has given us the clues that we need to be able to monitor what's going on in our body. So I've shown you the first type of cervical mucus, which is the one that is very sticky, very tacky, very dry. When you look at it, you know nothing is happening. The second one is the one which is very creamy, like I've shown you, which is very creamy, which is a little bit stretchy, but it's quite creamy. When you look at it, you know that when a sperm goes into it, it's not going to swim. But this cervical mucus that I've shown you, which is the most fertile, but just by looking at it, you will know that the sperm is going to be flying, literally flying. Now, the final cervical mucus I'm going to be talking to you is the one that is watery. This comes immediately after the fertile cervical mucus, and this is very important that you're very observant, because the slimy one and the watery one sometimes look alike, but the difference between both of them is that the watery one is not stretchy. It doesn't stretch. The egg white one, or the one that is fertile, stretches. That is the difference between the watery cervical mucus, which comes immediately after the fertile one, and the fertile cervical mucus, which comes immediately after the creamy one. Let me show you what it looks like. So like I said, it looks similar to the fertile one. This is the watery cervical mucus. As you can see, it's very watery. It looks very similar to the fertile cervical mucus, but the difference between this one, which is the watery one, and the one that is the slime stretchy fertile one, is that this one, when you feel it, it's not stretchy. It's just like water. It's not stretchy at all. When I even do the hand like this, look, nothing happens. Nothing, no stretch whatsoever. It does not stretch. Look, it doesn't stretch. It just breaks. In fact, nothing happened. It doesn't even cause anything to break. Look, that is the big difference. So I'm just going to show you side by side what they look like. Okay, so this is the creamy one, this is the very, very fertile one, and this is the watery one. So the creamy one, let me show you once more what it looks like. This is the creamy one. You can see, very creamy, very, very creamy. Sperm cannot swim in this. Very, very creamy. It's the most creamy one that comes immediately after the tacky one. Okay, and this is the fertile one. Can you see how stretchy it looks? It's very stretchy. It's the most fertile one. This is the most fertile cervical mucus. Very, very stretchy. Very, very stretchy. And finally, this is the watery one. Look, nothing is happening. So it's very important to know that every woman is different, and the cervical mucus of every woman is different. Like I said earlier, cervical mucus can come in these stages. Some women have their cervical mucus lined up in these stages. So women have a cervical mucus skipping from one stage to another stage. For example, they may have the creamy one, but they will not have the watery one. They could just have or they could have the tacky one and miss the creamy one and down to the fertile one. So every woman is different. I'm not saying that everyone should have these different stages of cervical mucus, but at least you should have minimum of 2 of them. The fertile one, at least you should be able to have the fertile one. Now, our body secretes the cervical mucus. A lot of women message me to say, oh Precious, I don't see any cervical mucus. It is impossible for you not to have cervical mucus. You're gonna have cervical mucus, either any of them. It doesn't have to be all 4, but you should be able to have cervical mucus. If you don't have any form of cervical mucus coming out of your vagina as a woman, you want to go and see your doctor just to make sure that everything is okay. So these are the types of cervical mucus that every woman is expected to have, at least 1 or more. If you have any question about cervical mucus, what they mean, like I've explained, let me know in the comment section. If you've enjoyed this video, let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please press the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Thank you so much. There's a video I would really want you to watch, and that video is how to check for ovulation using just your basal body temperature. How to check that ovulation has actually occurred using just your basal body temperature. I'd like you to watch that video right now.